Hello everyone, my name is Siezaboo and welcome to Siezaboo's Manga Talk. So far we have been covering the Pokémon Adventure series featuring Red. Today's episode will focus on Adventures 19 through 22. So let's go ahead and get started with the review. Oh, and by the way, if you're wanting to check out the previous episodes, I will leave a link in the description below with a playlist of all the previous episodes. So let's go ahead and get started with the review. Adventure 19. Blame it on Eevee. While cycling down Cycling Road, Red is cut off by a bouncing mischievous Tangela. He falls off his bike and sees it hop into a cargo carried by the locals. He shakes his fist and races towards the people, shouting, "Would it kill you to look where you're going?" The people stop and slam Red's face into the ground, screaming at him to show some respect in front of the wealthy and royalty. A beautiful girl named Erica looks out at Red. "We were indeed at fault. Apologize to this young man." Red learns that Erica is a member of the richest family in Celadon City and is also a gym leader. Red gets excited and challenges her to a battle while showing off the badges he's won from Brock and Misty. The townsfolk scold Red for being rude, but Erica accepts his challenge. "To prove yourself a foe worthy of me, you must first capture a Pokémon of my choosing. Succeed, and I will battle you." Red accepts Erica's challenge and takes off to find the Pokémon that Erica has requested, Eevee. But where to begin? He searches through his Pokédex and researches about it at the Pokémon Center, but comes up empty-handed. There's only one guy that he knows for sure who has seen an Eevee, and that's Bill. After giving Bill a call, he meets him in Celadon City, and the two begin their search. After reaching out to other researchers, they narrow down their search outside the city. Meanwhile, Erica is training at the archery range. A woman comes up to her. "Milady Erica, I have to ask, what are you thinking? The Eevee is one of our project's primary objectives. If your plan is exposed through that child..." Erica whips back and commands her Vileplume to attack behind her. A Drowsy falls to the ground, defeated. It was a spy. But from who? Team Rocket, maybe? Just what exactly was going on? Erica goes back to her training, her mind uneasy and eager to get her hands on the Eevee Red has been looking for. Back in the city, Bill and Red are closing in on the Eevee. They've heard rumors that one might be nearby. Bill pulls out a device that allows him to detect Pokémon energy. They get a strange reading, and Red sends out Krabby and waits. Suddenly, they are attacked with a powerful thunder attack. An electric-type Pokémon charges at them. It looks like an Eevee, but it's not. Red swaps to the ground-type Pokémon, and suddenly, the device detects the type of the Pokémon has switched. The electric type has turned into a water type, and then into a fire type. Jolteon, Vaporeon, and Flareon? What is going on? Red realizes that the Pokémon keeps moving. It's detecting something. It's using its ears. Red uses Ivysaur and covers its ears and defeats it. The Pokémon yelps out and returns to its original form, Eevee. They look closely at its ears and find a strange device. Someone turbocharged it with a device that allows it to change forms. Red gets angry and carries the Eevee. "I'm gonna find this lady who sent me after this Pokémon, cause something tells me she knows more than what she's letting on." Red and Bill take off for Erica's gym. Adventure 20. Meanwhile, Vileplume. Red shouts for Erica to show herself. Red just doesn't understand. How could someone do this to a Pokémon? He places the Eevee in a ball, and Bill calls Red over. He's found some files that have the words Eevee Reconstruction on them. Eevee is a rare Pokémon possessing the ability to evolve into any of 3 highly distinct advanced Pokémon forms. If an Eevee can be reconstructed so that Bill is cut off, Erica shows herself and continues, so that it can transform rapidly between all 3 forms, then it will serve as a powerful weapon. Erica claps and shows herself, congratulating Red on the capture of Eevee. She hands him a badge and asks him to be on his way, but Red refuses. He challenges her to a real battle and demands that she fix Eevee, that she reconstructed. Erica once again accepts his challenge and sends out 3 of her grass-type Pokémon. This is a 3 versus 3 gym battle. Red gives it his all. They put up a good fight, but her Pokémon are just too powerful. The battle manages to become one-on-one with Pikachu and Vileplume, the last one standing. Erica uses another powerful attack to take down Pikachu. While the battle is going on, Eevee's health is rapidly declining. Erica says that Eevee no longer serves a purpose to her, and it's become too weak. She tells Red that she will put it out of its misery. Red shouts at Erica that there's no way he's going to let her get away with this, and Pikachu rises up to take charge of the situation. Pikachu charges at Vileplume, but is once again swiped away. You substitute. Your Pokemon gave a quarter of its maximum health to a double of itself. Red laughs. Actually, Erica was wrong. But while you and your Vileplume were concentrating on the double, the real Pikachu got to your reconstruction device. Erica pauses, and then walks over to Pikachu, patting it on the head, and switches on the machine. It doesn't harm Eevee, but heals it instead. You are quite the trainer. As rumor has it, Red of Pallet Town. She explains that it has all been a test by Misty, Brock, and herself. The Eevee was an escaped experiment belonging to Team Rocket, and Red finally saved it from being captured. She rewards him with a gym badge and requests him to learn more about Team Rocket's evil plans and the technology they've been using. Red is relieved and accepts Erica's request. Before heading off, Bill asks Red if he really wants to travel with Eevee, knowing that Team Rocket will be after him. Red laughs and says that he's ready for any challenge that Team Rocket throws at him, and says bye to Bill. But lurking above is a woman riding on her psychic-type Pokemon, waiting for the perfect moment to attack. Adventure 21, Long Live the Nidoking. Ah, the Safari Zone. Well, more like a jungle this time around. Red is dashing off through the gate with Pidgeots to help guide him. His other Pokemon have been left under supervision per the rules as to keep customers from bothering the wild Pokemon of the Safari Zone. He's here to see some strong Pokemon, and maybe even secretly catch a few too. He spots a Parasect, and an Execute, even a super rare Dragonair. Red is so excited that he doesn't realize that he's thrashing about, and the Pidgeot reminds him to please keep his hands and feet along the safety bar at all times. These Pidgeots are actually the creations of scientists of the Safari Zone, their new inventions, which helps them keep their customers safe and act as a security system too. With something like this by Red's side, what could possibly go wrong? As he's riding along the river, he sees two Nidokings battling over a Nidoqueen. Red gets super excited and without thinking throws a Pokeball to try and catch one of them. Instead, it slips on by and captures the Nidoqueen that they are fighting over. They are ticked. One of the Nidokings charges and crushes the boat that Red is riding on, knocking him into the water and carrying him downstream. When Red comes to, he and the Pidgeot have found themselves completely off trail and lost. The bot warns that they need to leave quickly, and the Nidokings are definitely tracking them down. And before Red has even a little bit to think, they've already caught up with him and are ready to get their revenge. Pidgeot warns Red that they have very poisonous attacks. Red asks why he can't just capture them, and the bot says that it was just dumb luck that he caught the Nidoqueen before. He would need a Safari Ball if he wanted to capture Nidoking. Back in the control room, the scientists have found one of their damaged bots. Red's Pokemon are worried and hope that he's just okay, but he is anything but. Without much time to think, Red throws the only ball that he has and completely misses. He makes a run for it, and after throwing a rock at Nidoking to try to distract it, it fails. The rock has only made him angrier, and the nasty poison that Red was warned about shoots and hits Red's leg. The bot tries to protect Red, but is smashed to the ground. Red quickly grabs it and continues running for his life. After throwing another object, he finally injures the Nidoking and escapes. With his leg injured and the robot companion smashed, Red isn't doing too good. "Thanks for bailing me out," he says to Pidgeot. It reminds him that he's just a robot and he should focus on his own safety. Suddenly, as the two are talking, Red is snatched into the air by Victory Bell, and Red screams as he is carried away, his iconic hat left laying on the ground. In the distance, his group of Pokemon and scientists have begun their search for the missing Red. Our last adventure for today is Adventure 22, A Hollow Victory Bell. Red is fighting for his life as he screams, pleading for Victory Bell not to dip him into its boiling, poisonous mouth. Victory Bell instead throws him with the rest of its prey, trapped near a tree. Weepinbell and Bellsprout gather around. Red asks Pidgeot what's going on. This is their evolution ritual. They're evolving from Bellsprout into Weepinbell into Victory Bell. That's why you weren't eaten on the spot. Red asks if he has anything that he could use to free him. It pulls out a bunch of items, and the ritual begins. Victory Bell begin feeding off the prey so that the younger Pokemon can evolve. Red panics and Pidgeot blasts its Pokeflute. They then quickly use a Pokédoll to distract them, which allows Red to break free. But in the distance, he can hear it. Nidoking is coming, and before he can react, it's too late. Nidoking towers over him once more, even with an injured eye from earlier. Red pulls out a Safari Ball, and Pidgeot tries to stop him, but it's all according to plan. He captures the Victory Bell from earlier and challenges Nidoking to a fair battle this time. Using its powerful Vine Whip attack, Red is able to tie up Nidoking, and just as soon as the battle had begun, it ends with Red capturing Nidoking. But the rest of the Safari Pokemon creep in. Oh no. Elsewhere, Red's team has found his hat, but not Red. Pikachu gives a worried look to the scientists, but suddenly they hear something. They can see a horde of Pokemon charging at them. They all scream out, but Red and Pidgeot are riding on top of a Nidoking. He has somehow managed to capture all of them and become friends. Honestly, Red's team and the scientists are just relieved that he's okay. You caught all these? Haha, Red laughs. You should have seen the ones that got away. And that is going to conclude today's adventures. So, what did I think about everything? First of all, the Eevee that could change between Jolteon, Vaporeon, and Flareon is absolutely crazy. The Team Rocket experiments are getting a little crazy, so I can't wait to see what they do with Mewtwo. I know that somehow, I think his name is Blaine, is also involved in all this, so we'll see. Also, Erica, I thought that she was going to wind up being evil like Lieutenant Surge, and she actually wound up being pretty cool. So we've got some good gym leaders, we've got some bad gym leaders, and I did see Sabrina somehow flying on her Kadabra, so we'll see how that goes as well. Also, the Safari Zone kind of looked more of like a jungle this time around, and the Pokemon kind of being violent and crazy was something else. I thought that Red was just going to kind of go through and catch all the Pokemon, which he did. Oh, and when Red was captured by Victory Bell, I don't think that those were like actual Pokemon next to him. I mean, maybe one of them could have been like a Nidorino, I don't know, but I thought that that was a little crazy, and it still kind of just shows like how cool really that the manga could get. I mean, you know, we've seen some pretty violent moments so far, and this is definitely something that I'm gonna remember for a long time. So we've got some more interesting chapters coming up soon. So if you don't want to miss out, please be sure to like, subscribe, and leave a comment. And I will catch you all next week with more Siezaboo's Manga Talk. Thank you all so much for supporting the series, and I'll see you then. Peace out. Bye.